I think so too. I just worry about this Ursh. I look at it and it looks like it's hard to figure.
If he just goes like treads Ags, like obviously like early blink, you can be explosive. You set back for the Ags and then Ags and you don't care about Mark. Then you get Beaky. Be like, as long as he's a body and he goes into the fight, everyone else can play behind him. So it's like, even if he might not have like the most show-stopping game, he at least can create opportunity for other people to then shine.
Battle. Let's see what's going to happen in game one. It should be an action-packed one. Before we get to the action, though, let's hear some words from a coach with Pyrian.
Yes, indeed. Hello, Shiva. I am here with Silent, coach of Team Spirit. Are you guys happy? You think you got everything you wanted out of this draft?
I think yes. We get our heroes, which we already played. Our heroes. Sure.
Phenomenal.
Their heroes, I think them a little. But our heroes.
That's cool, because I was about to ask. I know a few people have said that Luna, this Luna hero, seems pretty strong. Might be a bit of a dark horse of the tournament. Are you a little concerned about how it's going to play against the Luna?
Right now I'm not sure.
30 seconds to battle.
We predicted we're gonna pick it, but right now is too much heroes are good. I don't know. Maybe could do better for the second. I think like we could do better.
Do you enjoy a best of three more as a coach, where you've got that sort of tactical ability to figure the other team out over 3 games instead of just 2?
The battle begins!
Best of 3, because best of 2, if you did one mistake, it already cost point, and you best of 3, you always have one mistake.
Okay, well, best of luck to your team.
Chance for one mistake.
Exactly. No, I get you. Well, best of luck to your team in this game, and I'll throw it over to the casters. OD and Fog, take it away, chaps.
Thank you very much. Jess ready to get into the action, and as you saw there, first blood going the way of Lal. But interesting in there from Silent, the coach, some sort of hesitations with you know, some of the things that went down in the draft. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. You know, earlier today, right, we had Falcons versus Beast Coast. I think in the game 1 interview with Aoi, he also felt that he'd made some, you know, they kind of let the Kunka through or something. He wasn't completely happy with the draft. Beast Coast ended up being able to take a game from them, so maybe today here in this best of 3, this game 1, it could be Nouns' best shot to try and take a game off Team Spirit, Fog.
It definitely does feel like it. Their draft, it hits everything. It's strong lanes, it's good team fight, it does scale, it's got this Luna hero that we've seen do very well. It's just going to be is the test of how can they do versus Spirit, who also does have a very strong depth, but it's a bit different style, right? You were mentioning in particular to me, it's 4 ranged heroes. So yes, versus like Earthshaker and maybe versus Sanking and stuff like that, like the distancing versus can be cool, but we haven't been seeing too many drafts with just like straight up 4 ranged heroes. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that one does work out. And it's an Exort Invoker from the mid lane, or at least in the first skill point. We'll see how he decides to switch it up. Maybe it was just for a first blood thing, but we'll have to see how that ends up causing any extra effects, because usually you do see the Quaswex from mid. We'll have to see. Because yeah, this lane, it's going to be good for copy.
It should be, right, yeah. Mid Shaker is going to have the edge against a lot of the mid matchups right now. He denies, easy last hits. See if Lal's able to slow him down much, but yeah, absolutely you expect Copy to have a pretty nice start here. He's already got the bottle coming out, so he's going to be very difficult for Lal to harass. And then these side lanes, I mean, overall, as you said, anything else that you're sort of surprised came out from this draft?
Well, I wasn't certain if Spirit would actually do the Tinker because they hadn't played it, so that one was a bit interesting. You saw that Nouns actually hesitated for a bit to adapt after that first pick, how they were going to go down that route, but it's just the Sanking. I know this is a really popular hero right now, but the amount of times I'm seeing now that these ranged, it's always ranged safe lanes. I feel like this hero just suffers a lot in the laning phase. Yes, he comes back because he can farm very, very fast and stuff like that, and his itemization's nice, but the lane's been some problems for me, for the SK. We'll see how that one ends up going down also.
It could be difficult for the two of them to really pressure Radahn.
Yeah.
Get the chance to go on Maposhka. Two being the 2 ranged, this should be able to place their advantage, and very difficult for Nouns to get aggressive unless Team Spirit start to make some mistakes on this top lane.
Yeah, pretty much. It's going to have to come from those mistakes. But Gunnar has to be very careful because it's a Bat Rider as well, too. It's a really strong lane versus a melee.
Not going to get the arrow angle there. Radahn tries for it. Either way would have been difficult with the creep wave coming in to find the connection. So Gunnar will be fine for now.
Gets the Lotus. There you go. So they got both Lotuses. It looks like the Tinker was also able to claim that one down bottom. Mira is able to get that one in. So this lane is cool, though. It's not a particularly most aggressive lane that we have seen from the Kunkas. I think a lot of the times I've been seeing, especially from Spirit, I think it's been Kunka Snap almost every game, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a very strong defensive one, right? The March is always going to keep Collapse sustained, and he's always going to be able to play inside this lane versus the Luna Tree, which this is a devastating lane, right? Tree Luna, very, very kill oppressive.
Oh yeah,
It
so
can
much
always
damage.
Stuff, so.
But yeah, indeed, Spirit having ways to deal with that output that Nouns are going to have
And
between the two of them in this lane.
cool thing to point out, just as I was looking at a lot of other players, not many are doing it, but Collapse is doing it almost every game. He does take the Grog on the Kunkka, which is really interesting, just to get that extra bit of the damage delay and extra bit of protection for his allies. It's very strong.
Gonna get the setup here onto Fly.
Can they get aggressive down here? That'd be pretty cool.
See if they can finish him off.
Yeah.
They certainly can.
Very nice.
Angles there for the Tidebringer hit to come in, and Team Spirit, they take Fly down.
And Kunkka's such a good hero. Perhaps even with the Tinker, who more is defensive, they still can do it. It's very cool. Now Miposhka, he's actually just making some moves around. And I've been seeing this a lot now, especially with these Maranas. We saw it from Cloud9 yesterday. They leave them alone sometimes because the hero can just, you have leaps, you have these ways to protect yourself, and then you have arrows to arrow catapults, arrow neutrals, etc. So I like that we see those type of mini rotations from Miposhka there. Since there's no bottle on Invoker, they want to deny the runes.
Yeah, indeed. Able to make sure the copy doesn't get either of them.
Yep.
On the 4-minute spawn of the water runes.
So that, I mean, Laurel, of course, he's going to suffer, but he got first blood, and his lane so far 18-4 to 23-8. It's not perfect, but he's probably relatively even. I'll actually... Yeah, he's about 100 gold actually ahead of the Earthshaker right now because of the first... So, very
Bottom lane. Trying to put the setup here onto Yuma. Collapse. Trying to come in with the body blocks, but he's taking a lot of damage himself here. Collapse.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah, going a little too aggressive there on the two of them. I think they overestimated the damage output that the two of them could do there. Collapse and Mirror does not work out. End up feeding a kill away to Nouns.
He threw the scan. Does he go for it?
Would it be enough?
Oh, it would have been enough for sure.
Yeah, it was worth a shot there. Worth a shot, Lal, but not quite able to get him. Actually, I guess sort of big brains it, right? Because he, instead of going for the obvious straight line, he assumes that the copy's making sort of a movement around, but wasn't to be. So copy keeps it safe, keeps it simple, and ends up saving his life there.
Yeah, bit of mana wasted, of course, for Laurel, but he's doing great. I mean, this matchup is now...
against a Shaky, you're happy.
Excellent, yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, the first blood helped a lot, and okay,
Yeah.
he did do kind of what I figured. It's just the 1 point in the Exort, because like playing with multiple points Exort from mid, then you're not a playmaker. And from mid right now, I think you almost have to be in a lot of these games, especially for Spirit. He always plays like these super playmaking styles, so...
Yeah, I mean, as you said, you take it to get that first blood. In that situation when you see, hey, if I get this online here, I'm getting first blood.
And realistically, they do have good setup for Sunstrikes on the side lanes. They have X, they have the arrow, so they can potentially get those early on. So yeah, I like this, and I like now that he's going to be going down Quaswex, because, excuse me, Mira was talking about it on the panel. Quaswex is amazing versus Earthshaker. It's very annoying to play versus this Cold Snap, this Tornado, and stuff like that. So.
Radiant's courier has been slain.
Let's see if we can catch out Mira.
He's looking pretty dead.
Some trees, Earthshaker.
And not really a whole lot he can do in this situation, apart from just try and waste as much time as possible.
At Radiant's middle tower.
Makes easy work of it.
Well, he got information. He saw the blast as well, too. So he's like, okay, 3 heroes actually chased me. So
Yeah, I think if anything, that's allowed Miposhka to move up onto the high ground, sort of check out the status of what's going on here. We'll spot out the few stacks that Nouns do have going.
he doesn't have the Firefly yet, so he can't really go for any type of steal. Invoker doesn't really want to come over here and steal. So these are a bit tough for them to steal unless they bring a lot of heroes early.
Gonna have their eyes on the mid hit. It's a hard play to go for, especially with Copy having the shield rune in the bottle, so not something that they can try for in terms of a kill, but do manage to keep this mid lane in a situation for Lal to continue to have a very good time here on the Invoker against the Shaker after a rough few first minutes of play.
Yeah, Copy's got to be careful how he uses the shield rune, though, because of that Dispel, you know, the Tornado. Does have to be a bit cautious if he does look to play too over-aggressive. And look at the CS right now, looking really good. You see Radon, Yatoro, of course, at the top. Collapse now,
Bottom.
getting gone on.
Got the cookie set up, and Collapse. Can he get his way through the tree line? He cannot. Mira's not able to save him. Lal's coming with the counter rotation, so they'll be able to turn and punish Lelis with the Tornado Cold Snap combo. So Team Spirit, they'll find a kill in return, but his Collapse getting knocked out of his lane once more.
Super quick rotation, though, Laurel. He got down there so fast to be able to get that trade kill at the least there for Collapse. Collapse buying the time. Use the X there, almost lives. The little bit of rum buff that he does, you know, of course, get, but... 5. Power rune, gonna get it.
Yeah, they're going to bring in...
Dire's middle tower is not what it used to
Bring them back,
be.
make sure that they would have the
That is
chance
for
to
certain.
secure it, and as it was, ends up being bottom, so arcane room for Lyle. Copy continuing to sort of just be controlled in that area, not getting the chance to
Dire's
get the
top
refuel on the
tower is
bottle.
under attack.
I mean, him or Gunner can do those ancient stacks later on as well too. I've seen a lot of these Earthshakers even echo slamming some of these big neutral camps, so he does want to get that enabling. But he is slowed down a lot. A lot of times when I've seen these Shakers, it's you get your treads and you get your blink usually between like 10 and 12 minutes. Right now, it does feel like it's going to be a bit slower. These last few moves and how much attention they've put on it too, right? I think we've seen the runes just checked constantly here from them. Very good understanding of how to play against this from the side of Nouns right now. And yeah, all three cores are feeling good on the side of Spirit.
I mean, what is that sort of timing do you feel that Nouns are going to have to wait upon to make the players? Is it just looking towards Copy?
I think
progress
it's
he can make before they can really start trying to hunt down and slow down some of Team Spirit's cores?
I think mostly it'll be Copy with the blink unless they walk right into him, of course. But I think Yuna can actually do some cool stuff on the Luna. I've seen a lot of really interesting rotations just from taking a portal, using the Eclipse kind of combo. So I think there's some moves that he could actually make on this Luna if he sees some type of like sneaky opportunity. For the most part, I think the blink is the...
Smart money.
Denied.
all in on trying to get that lane, of course. No fissure just now, and Gunner's gonna start working on the stack.
I should be able to clean it up pretty nicely. Spirit, moments ago, of course, we saw them scanning out this area, stepping into it, but they're probably not going to be coming back anytime soon.
I mean, oh, and look at the map right now. Nouns has 0 heroes in lanes.
Definitely allowing Spirit to kind of maximize what they get out.
Not something
The
you
map
see
in
too
its
often.
entirety.
I mean, it's efficient, of course, for these heroes to go and hit these jungle creeps, but it's, yeah, you're just giving Team Spirit pretty much full information of what's going on in a way. There's nobody showing at all in those lanes in particular. They have wards to see people sitting in the jungle too, so Spirit can kind of pick what they want to do at the moment. Let's see if Radahn can keep that net worth in particular consistently above that of the Luna. I mean, Luna still does farm a bit faster, of course, so probably going to see the Luna get ahead if she doesn't get ganked in some time, but...
It's certainly going to be a very good timing for the Maelstrom on Radahn this game.
And he has very good combos to be able to join in early with his team, since he's going to have the coverage of this boat early on for the protection. And these auras that will come out very early, of course, too.
We're very close on the numbers. Just a slight lead right now.
Just slight.
Spirits are able to maintain out of the laning stage. 3-3 on the kills, 10 minutes on the clock.
The worry for me is just that this is that last pick Earthshaker, right? So they ideally wanted to have some war. It's a good start.
It's a good opening from Fly. Sets up with the overgrowth from the trees to catch Radahn by surprise and allows them to take him down.
Maybe
Dire's
for this
top
kill.
tower is under attacks.
Poshka. Gonna keep toying around with Yuma.
Dire's
can just
top
earn for him in a second
is
too soon.
under
Gonna say a little
attack.
bit greedy maybe here from Poshka, but no, maybe not. He's able to firefly away. They don't have the lockdown to stop him, so...
He must be afraid of others there, because he could just turn and perhaps just eclipse him.
And it was available. Of course, you know, Collapse and Lal are in the neighborhood, and that's probably the big one, right? They don't know where Lal is when he's sneaking around the map with the Ghost Walk.
Much like
So, if anything, I'd imagine completely expecting that there was an Invoker right behind that bat, and the bat goes for that sort of move.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's probably like, why is this 5 position just running at me? Something's not right here, so yeah, it makes sense.
Tower's gone. Team Spirit, make the rotation, take the objective.
Mira was able to clean some big stacks while they were able to pressure that too, so he almost has that Holy Locket actually finished up. After he finishes the stack, he went to defend mid for a second there.
Dire's middle tower
Once
is
that's
under
online,
attack.
the sustain he's going to be able to offer with the march is going to be very difficult for Nouns to fight into. Mira's able to sit his position at the back.
It's time to make moves.
They have to do it. It's got to be a straightaway play. A little bit of a pause here.
I just want to see them be able to get a kill and try to transition things into towers, because I feel like the towers are going to start become problematic for them to set up on if they start losing this type of advantage early. Because early game, I would say their draft, it's like, it's 90%, even, I mean, it's like 85%, 90% magic damage on the side of Nouns.
Oh, it is.
So if they start to slow down too much and a pipe starts coming out, the heal, the sustains and stuff, I have some big concerns. So yeah, let's get that acceleration going.
They got to go straight for Radahn, right? When you're looking for this sort of smoke play, he's the top lad that you're looking for, right?
Yeah.
You want to find this Piranha.
Absolutely. A kill into a tower is the ideal.
And Radahn, he's already sort of swept through the top
line of the jungle, so making his way elsewhere on the map does mean that he's going to be a safe distance away from this first movement of Nouns with the smoked up Shaker.
Yeah, he drew it on the mini-map with the line. He knew exactly
They know,
where
so
they were gonna go.
Like
first attempt here with the Blink Dagger timing, not going to be an immediate success for Nouns.
They will, at the least, they got the tower, so Gunnar is able to get that space, and his net worth after finishing the stacks, he's up at the top, so. Even net worth game besides that, little bit deficit on that Earthshaker, of course, there.
Now Spirit, so they're ready to start heading back towards that top lane, but this time with reinforcements, Radahn, not on his own, Lal and Mira nearby. If anything kicks off, maybe considering setting something up, but they do indeed have to take into account there's a high chance that Nouns have more around here, ready for action themselves, and they do. Copy in the trees.
Starting fights is a little bit weird for Spirit without the Kunkka in the position. Bat Rider's not going to have a Blink Dagger for a very long time as this 5 position, so overall making that play, it's like Laurel kind of has to put himself in a very dangerous position. If he does want to be an initiating Invoker, he has to be in front line versus an Earthshaker Sanking, so maybe need some time to be able to get some way to initiate these fights, or they have to have the Kunkka there to try to look for them. 4-3. We've had a lot of games that have kind of been quite slow like this after the laning phase.
Yeah, teams have playing these series very carefully.
Yeah.
We're not seeing a lot of reckless movements. Very smart play.
Ooh, nice
openings.
stack. He torrent stacks the right Ancients. I think that's the second time I saw Collapse do it. So here's a 3-stack on his far right Ancients from that. And now they are looking to make the move. So they've got that Holy Locket, they've got the big heals, they've got the Rum, of course, the Blade Mill that's going to come in, and Collapse is going to look for a catch because he has to be the one.
He's ready to go here.
Ooh, copy.
Indeed, they're maybe even getting a chance to go on him. They're going to find Miposhka out to the side as they drop down a Sentry Ward, and we'll find a Bat Rider sneaking about. So Miposhka's gone.
Very nice.
Same time up top. Radahn's got his eyes on Gunnar. He's going to try and chase him out a little bit, but the arrow's already been used, so very unlikely to get anything out of this. Gunnar's able to retreat. Still, yeah, these moments continue to pass in which the Shaker's game, Copy's game, it's going to continue to slow down. Didn't manage to find anything with that Blink Dagger timing. And as you mentioned, as the moments pass, it's going to get harder and harder for the Shaker to just have that kind of wham-bam effect with the jump.
Yeah, but I will say, though, it is a little Spirit, like, they just can't really make plays. The only way they can make a play is if Kunkka is there right now.
But who feels better in an AFK game of farming with these two drafts?
I mean, probably Spirits, actually. I don't know. It's kind of cool. Probably Spirits, though, just because they have the buff up with the Solar Flare and the Invoker, who also hybrid scales.
Yeah.
I would like it a little.
I feel like just
Luna's also crazy, so.
True. But for Copy on the Shaker, right, if nothing happens, it just don't feel great as a Shaker. Just in morale as well. You're playing a Shaker, you want to be echo slamming people.
But we'll say, because like Gunnar actually has the pipe right now, so the group up overall from Nouns, it's very strong.
It is.
And Spirit forcing an engagement is kind of awkward. So
they
right
really
want to.
Yeah, they want to keep doing this, Nouns. Every smoke. And as you say, with this new item timing on Gunnar, they gotta go. They gotta find something.
They're very strong right now in this team fight, in a straight 5v5.
They've been caught by the scan though. Spirit know this is coming. They're going to start bringing in TPs. They're prepared for this.
Collapse is going to show his face.
Dire
got Mira behind to get the heals running.
Does Copy really want to try a jump here? It's risky.
They're baiting Collapse.
Yeah, it feels very rough to try and make a play into this now, so they're going to go for it. Copy stepping forward. They get the Burrow Strike, and he's going to jump over towards Mira, but the Tornado comes in. Lar's ready to disrupt the play. Cold Snap comes in. They turn straight over towards the Shaker. Copy's trying to retreat, but Radahn is in with the right clicks. Copy, he's going to live. He's able to get out. He'll get away from the fight. With him surviving, nobody goes down.
What? Oh,
oh my goodness, that was going to be a beautiful Sunstrike there. Nearly caught him off the back of blinking up to the high ground. Wouldn't have killed him.
But it would have been cool.
But it would have been very cool if it hit. It would have, wouldn't have been close to killing him. We'll give him a mild bit of sunburn with the level 1 Exor, of course, at this point. But I mean, that was very close to them killing the Shaker, right? That was, if anything, I think Nouns, they're going to be a bit of a sigh of relief that they didn't lose anyone there.
I mean, they got a tower at least. This was a kind of a weird exchange. I think that Nouns comes out slightly ahead of it because of how much was had to kind of be used to just defend, but they didn't even defend the tower. It's very close, but cool.
But they also get a tower themselves.
Down.
It's a close one. 17 minutes, 5-3. Not a lot's happening, but Nouns, they're definitely trying to make something happen. This time, with the overgrowth setup, they might have a better shot at taking down a kill. Backup is coming in.
The shields.
He's ready to help him out. Collapse is going to be buffed up. They're able to turn towards Fly, turn towards Yuma. They got the lasso. Burrow Strike comes in from Gunnar. Yuma trying to survive here. Can he live throughout this? He will not. He goes down. Gunner's trying to desperately find Lal in return, but he's not going to get it. Team Spirit are perfectly fine. The X-Mark combo comes in. The Burrow Strike timing, it's there. He's able to dodge the X-Mark pullback, and that's going to give Gunnar the chance to continue to run. Spirit, they will continue to chase, though, and they'll get him regardless.
What the heck just happened? Collapse is still alive, and he still has HP. How'd he survive? X's himself, gets the grog, gets the boat coverage, gets the shield. He survives everything. They tried to kill him, and then it just ends up turning flat on their head massively. And look at the damage he's able to do during it. Holy crap. Nerf Kunkka. The mitigation is just absurd. Like, they're not the ones. They didn't even have piping going.
Copy had a bit of a chance there for maybe a solo kill, and Miposhka tries for it, completely whiffs the blink initiation, and he's just gone and given up his life. That's a rough one.
Oof. I mean, his game does continue to get worse and worse.
It does feel rough. Yeah. It's never a good position to be as a mid shaker at this point, falling behind.
And it's pre-pipe. You know, it's before the pipe is coming up.
It only gets harder.
It does. And Invoker, I like the itemization. I think this is the other build that we've seen, especially from Thompson too. You go down the Mage Slayer route. You makes you very innately tanky. You do good DPS, works with your cold snap, and it's good versus the whole Nouns lineup of pretty much all magic damage early. Spirit. They're just taking the fights beautifully, and I think Nouns is kind of falling for the trap and the bait of, yeah, we can kill the Kunkka. The shields are there.
Definitely getting to a point where, you know, I think Spirit, as a team, they're just going to keep doing what they're doing, whereas Nouns, the panic may begin to set in. It's like, what do we do? What is the plan? What is plan B? What is plan C? They're going to have to start running down the list. They're going to be running out of options with this sort of draft as time passes.
They got to start finding these other... I mean, they got to start starting fights on somebody other than Collapse. But it's just been him literally been like, go on me, please. He's literally waltzing right into them, so we'll have to see what angles they can find.
It's hard
to do that. They do have the tree, so they do have a scouting mechanic, right? So I think he has the shard finished up now on Fly, so maybe that will let him try to find easier opportunities to sneak into the back and see some of these heroes that they can catch. But the fights are very difficult. They have to try to get past that wall of the Kunkka to get to these ranged heroes.
Yeah. And now, yeah, with the Kunkka...
Now he's got the
Kunkka
pipe.
having the pipe, and I believe what the mechs just come out for Mirror as well on top of the Holy Locket. They just have so much sustain.
And they have Gleipnir.
Nouns, their jump's got to be perfect. Copy's going to start on Mirror. It's not a bad way to start the play. They'll get rid of the Tinker. Can they get anything more?
Trouble.
Turns in with the EMP. They got the control on a Copy. The boat comes crashing in. Copy surrounded it by the two of them. But I'm coming over the right click, but a Burrow Strike from Gunnar comes in pretty hard. Catches the three of them, bringing Lal down low. Lal, he'll pop the Ghost Walker. He's going to try and stand up, grab the Lucid Beam, comes in. Nouns, they've found the two of them, and they're going to try and chase him for more. Gunnar, another Burrow Strike. Cooking a follow up. They burst through Collapse. They find the three of them, and maybe more. They've got the chase down on towards Miposhka. Scatterblast not going to quite catch on, but with the Burrow Strike forward, Gunner's able to set up with the Yules, get the catch for potentially another Miposhka, trying to juke up to the high ground, but the cookies there. They'll find four of them. Nouns able to take the team fight. There's some beautiful angles there from Gunnar on the Burrow Strikes.
They got some really nice chain stuns coming out and hitting multiple targets, and it was them catching not the Kunkka first. They got the Tinker, they get on top of him.
It's the best way to start the fight. Get rid of that Tinker.
Yep.
If Mirror's able to sit in the fight, get multiple marching machines off, it's pretty much going to be impossible. But if they can take out this incredibly farmed Tinker for the support position at this point, that's the way to take these fights.
That was huge. Very, very important for them to get.
Yeah, they took away that lead completely. It's about a 3K lead that's now gone.
Yep, and Shaker's game, he does survive during all of it too, right? So gets the benefit of all the levels and everything from that. I mean, he still gets XP and everything when he dies. Do have to remember how that innate works.
Yeah.
You're a Shaker, but does get a lot out of it.
And he got a lot of confidence from that last fight as well. I believe before that fight, indeed, he felt that the pressure was going to be there to need to get the BKB first. He had the Blink Dagger, had the BKB queued up next, but after the way that fight went and the money that he gains, he's back to the original plan. Back to just getting this Aghanims online. He's about 1,000 gold away from it. He's going to get it in good time. He needed that fight. They find it. They're holding on here now.
Yeah, and that'll give him the opportunity to potentially scale, right? If he goes BKB, it can just be this all-in where if you don't get a lot done, it hurts. So we'll see if it does pay off. As we see, the Tormentor gets claimed. Who gets it? Okay, it's Miposhka, not the most useful one, of course, for that Bat Rider on the 5 position.
So what they get here on Nouns, they're going to be able to get it for Lelis on the snap.
quite a bit more useful. A little bit of heals and stuff. This is definitely not the best shard in particular, but I think a little bit underrated. All right. I mean, yeah, pretty much dead even. This is a really, really cool game we got.
This is good stuff, yeah, so far 22 minutes in. A game that on paper, when you consider the results of both teams so far, could have definitely played out to be a pretty rough one for Nouns.
Yeah.
But they're really holding themselves together very nicely, and especially after that sort of those last few moments in which Spirit were starting to get that lead. Nouns desperately needed to find a successful play. Nouns found it.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see a lot of different plays just played off of these cooldowns, and we'll see which itemizations end up working better. I'm just keeping tabs on everyone. Miranda now has Manta, so has the way to play around that tree route. Probably needs BKB next because of all that massive stun and control that they do have. But they're going to go for this Rosh, and they're in a good opportunity to kill it fast.
That's true. I don't. Yeah, Nouns, are they in any sort of shape to get over here? It doesn't look like it.
Dyer's middle
Spirit
tower
getting
is
down
not
as this
what it
corner.
used to be. That
And
is
indeed,
for
very
certain.
quickly being able to take this Roshan will secure themselves the Aegis. We'll see if they give it to
Roshan
Radahn or
has
La. They get it
fallen
on
to the
Radahn.
Dyer.
So now very, very difficult to take down. So Nouns, now that the Aegis is over there on the Mirana, what do you feel they should do for this next 5 minutes? Is it just completely avoiding fights, or do they still look for opportunities to try and catch Spirit by surprise? How passive do they need to be with this Aegis in play?
Probably just wait for Yuma's BKB. I think even versus the Aegis, if they see opportunities where people are split up, they can get stuff. Because they have this blink, they have good catch. So could probably still look for something here. But I don't know. I don't even know how much Team Spirit's going to look to force with this, it's like, but we'll have to see.
Copy. He's got the angle here to set up on a Miposhka. Miposhka.
Dyer's
No way
top
to get out of this
tower
one.
is under
Firefly still on
attack.
cooldown as well, so they get themselves a freebie now. Move down towards the bottom.
Just return.
Yeah, I think this feels like a kind of farming Aegis for Team Spirit. But so I feel like Nouns, they can definitely look to make plays.
Yeah, I like it. They're smoking up immediately. They want to try and make another move.
Illusion.
They just got the BKB on Yuma, so they have ways to just force the issue into these fights now.
I think, yeah, Copy. He's really going to have his sights set for the Tinker in these fights. If he can catch Mira out of position, it's not a bad hero to fully commit on and take out the team fight.
And they're getting closer to a Blink Dagger on Fly as well, too. So they're going to have, like, multiple different ways to jump into back to find some of these heroes. So, well, for Spirit, it really is... It's completely reliant on Collapse to either initiate or be that bruiser to just soak everything, so... Because I was checking Miposhka, he goes just down the Solar Crest route. So he can't go Blink as the 5 position.
Bullseye.
The initiation is a bit odd for Spirit. It's more like, okay, you initiate on us, and then we use our defensive capabilities to turn it onto you.
Sure. I guess that's going to be the situation typically when you have a lineup that's 4 ranged and 1 melee, right? You're not going to have a lot of front line, a lot of ways to kind of go in and start things off.
So they're going to actually smoke it up now. I think they got some information with that ward up top. They saw somebody in position, so looking for a catch off.
I guess they didn't see the courier. Maybe they did now, but...
Hera pinged it.
Of course, it would just be a tree. It's a bit of a pesky hero to spend time hunting down, so Spirit won't bother to spend any resources looking for Fly.
I mean, they only have one person who can carry dust at the moment.
Yeah.
Everyone's full slotted. They might have to actually do some stuff with their slots here because only the poor Bat Rider Miposhka playing an actual support, it feels
Radiant's
like.
top tower is under
He has to
attack.
literally buy everything and carry everything to be able to have that detection.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I mean, he spent
Dyer's
gold.
bottom tower
His
is
inventory's
under
got double
attack.
gnome.
Yeah, come on, Mira's like, come on, I'm doing some supporting.
He's buying them. He's swapping them in and stuff throughout,
Radiant's
of
top
course.
tower is under attack.
Gets done there. How long on Aegis? 2 minutes.
I'm going to get the haste
Axe
rune here
observes
for Copy.
carnage underway
He's
at
getting closer to
Radiant's
KP
top
himself
tower.
also, and I believe Gunner, does he have it finished? He does. So Bloodstone, Pipe, Yules, Gunner is big.
He's hard to kill. We saw him for that big fight that they had on their side of the map now, down in their jungle. And, you know, one of the reasons why Spirit did struggle was because they weren't actually able to kill Gunner. And that is indeed getting harder and harder.
He's got the Vampire Fangs on top, too. That was the initial lifesteal, now with that Bloodstone, too. Yeah,
Crazy amount of survivability.
Crazy amount of survivability, for sure.
And the damage is going to start stepping up. Once Human's able to get this Crystallis into the Daedalus, a lot of the kind of damage reduction they do have between sort of the pipe and such Spirit is it's not going to matter as much. Fly?
Go find him.
It's going to get caught this time.
Dyer's bottom tower
Yeah,
is
this Luna,
under
it's
attack.
the nature of the Luna where she just farms really hard on her own. So the level, she does have a pretty much a 1-level advantage over Radahn still. And that level 20 talent, of course, too, for Radahn is very important to point out. The big burst single target that you're going to be able to get onto him soon. That's an interesting game. 10-8, but
Radiant's
very
top
tense
tower
moments.
is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Let's see if they're able to stick around and push this tier 2. Looks like they should be able to. TPs are coming in at the tier 3.
Aegis is getting reclaimed in 50.
Haste.
Would be nice to time a fight here. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything before the tower falls. So Spirit will find us tier 2, but indeed now they want to try and strike. I mean, with the smoke coming in now, likely that they will find a fight before the Aegis is expired. So we'll see what they do with this, Nouns.
And they find Miposhka. He's playing the block. He's trying to protect Radahn, but they seem to know where Radahn is.
They've got the courier. Eyes on the courier here. Radahn, he's trying to hide in the trees, but I mean, they've got a complete setup. I mean, that's the Aegis quickly disposed of. See if they can go for round 2. Collapse. He's going to get the boat coming in. Radahn leaps up to the high ground, but he's blocked off here on the bridge. He can't get away, and Yuma's got the damage. They take him out. Burst strike from Gunnar. He's able to find Collapse in the trees. Copy jumps over here with Enchant Totem. I mean, Collapse pops the blade mail, but it comes to an end, and now they're ready to rip him apart as Nouns. They'll be able to catch out both of them.
They're doing it, Owen. Level 20 is now picked up. And you're seeing the way, I mean, it's awkward. Spirit can't really start fights.
Yeah, I mean, that was a bit of a rough position for them to get caught in. Of course, but they got the tier 2. They started to back off, but a little bit separate from one another.
Yep.
And now they find the perfect time to strike. They see the courier. They know where Radahn is. Collapse is there trying to help out, but the whole team of Spirit, they're not in the area.
I think if Miranda had BKB, they maybe would have tried to fight around her, but without BKB, there's no way that she can fight versus this lineup of Nouns just yet, with what they've gotten so far in these last few moments. And now tier 2 also likely to fall. Maybe even potentially, never mind, BKB cooldown on Luna. I was going to say maybe poke high ground a little bit, but could be risky with no BKB.
Yeah, I think, Yuma's going to be feeling fantastic. He's super close to having this full Daedalus. I mean, we're seeing already how much damage he does. Once that's online, he puts the BKB in the team fights. There's not a lot that they could do apart from attempt to sort of kite out and wait out the BKB or try and find the lasso. But at this point, if the bat's going in and dropping a lasso onto the Luna, highly likely that the rest of Nouns are going to be able to kill that bat off pretty easily.
I mean, Miposhka can't do that till Blink.
Yeah.
He needs Blink.
He's just going to die.
I actually think that maybe he's looking back and being like, maybe I shouldn't have done the Solar Crest first, and maybe they needed to get Blink to start some other fights. Because right now, it's literally just been them being fully defensive and trying to react to how Nouns has been playing almost entirely after they had like a bit of an advantage and stuff. So Nouns, they're kind of the dictators of the pace now until we see something, at least the Blink come out from the bat and the BKB from Radahn.
Yeah, that's the next 2 timings ready for Spirit. They've got the Crimson out and Collapse.
But the damage is it's starting to get overwhelming.
Yeah, it's just so much with the Daedalus on Luna now.
And they pick up a gem, I believe, after that fight win. I think Fly bought it, so Gunnar now carrying, or Lelis bought it.
Middle tower
so trying to control map.
Attack.
They know they have this advantage at the moment. Even if it's a slight with the gold in particular, the way that their lineup kind of works with this versus that lack of initiation right now, it's feeling nice. And they've got these good aggressive wards now placed out too, so they'll be able to read the movements that are going to come out. And with that deep ward that they placed on this far right above Yuma here, it's going to prepare for the Roshan that's going to be on the Radiant side in these next few moments as well too. So they'll see the potential Spirit like walking down the lane and stuff. So very good preparation from Nouns.
Dire's bottom tower.
I think this is the best game I've seen them play so far.
I think so. They've stepped it up coming into today. And when it's necessary the most here, if they want to be able to stand the chance to challenge the team of the likes of Team Spirit, and so far they're absolutely doing that. 30 minutes in, Nouns have the advantage.
And maybe it's because Gunnar is not playing Tusk. Just kidding. Sorry, Gunnar.
What's his win rate on the Tusk? Not being well.
I actually don't think it was. I was just trying to be mean because I'm buddy with him. Oh no, he lost actually all of them. Okay, yeah, he did lose all of them.
Dire's bottom tower
Never mind, I'm not
is
just
under
being.
attack.
Stats don't lie.
He probably agrees with you. And if anything's to go by, his Sand King performance so far, I think he's going to be wanting to play a bit more of this one. As it's looking pretty good so far. Timing's been fantastic. They've only been able to kill him off the once this game.
I thought his lane would be. I mean, his lane. It's not like his lane was really that incredible. It's just he had those stacks. It didn't get contested, so he was able to get away with a bit here. Yeah, look at that. 100% Radiant win Sand King. Well, Radiant overall is having a high win rate, of course, at this time, but again, the blink is done. So let's see what Miposhka finds.
Oh, might be able to find a chance to get on this. I mean, Human's got a lot of backup. You see the setup here from Copy, Gunner, and Fly. They are more than ready for any jump that's made on their Luna. Difficult for Spirit to take a fight when Nouns are set up in such a way.
They're starting to get pretty poor on a lot of these cores. Laurel's net worth has completely chunked off. The Punka doesn't have BKB versus all this control.
Great recovery from Copy, really, when you consider what situation he was in after the laning phase.
I was all around that bottom fight, right?
Yeah.
That bottom fight where they found the Tinker right here, and then they kind of turned everything. That's where that big comeback came from for everybody. Spirit Find something. Maposhka
Should find Fly.
doesn't want to waste a lasso, though.
I'll let Fly go. Nouns.
They have another smoke, actually, on Spirit, because I could see them potentially maybe insta-smoke and look for another catch here. Around, I don't see one.
And Copy. He's thinking about starting something.
Nouns set up in the area. There's an obs and a sentry. He has to be careful how far right he does go. He will be wary.
Dire's middle tower is not what it used to be. That is for certain.
Still 20 seconds without Fly. Seems unlikely that Nouns are going to want to make a play without the tree and its potential overgrowth.
No, definitely don't need to force anything with him. He's got Blink, so it's very important, actually. This tree is definitely going to get... has the potential to get very good overgrowth.
Yes, I guess obviously they do want to try and make sure that this time round it won't be as free of a Roshan for Team Spirit. Nouns, they know that they've got themselves a little bit of a lead, a little bit of an advantage if they play these team fights right, and they want to try and tackle this around the pit.
They saw Collapse. He's split away from the team.
He's a tanky one to go on, though. They're not going to want to fully commit on the Kunkka. They'll let Collapse walk away.
But that's the Solar Flare popped. So that's one of their big damage steroids that's just been used. I don't know if they saw it, but... I think they did see it, right? It's backing away, but... That's a pretty decent...
I mean, do they have any smokes available? Because now would be a good time to try and strike.
I think now Fly's is going to go smoke fight.
Yeah, Fly's getting some out.
Yep. I'm pretty sure they saw that. So 60 seconds, it's very important to have the solar for the team fight. So they might actually just give it up on Spirit. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't think Spirit want to do this. They don't want to do this. They're going to let Nouns take this one. They'll throw a Sunstrike down to scout things out, but they won't be making any move over towards the pit anytime soon. They'll have to concede this Roche. Let Nouns take it.
Yeah, they make the call just being like, whatever, you know what? We'll just take this Tormentor. We made a little bit of a whoopsie there from Radon.
Tower is under attack. Roshan has fallen to
It was a nice play from Yuma, though. When initially started, Collapse kind of getting caught. It was an illusion they got sent, and he thought it was real. He X'd it, and then, yeah, he just got...
And you got to imagine now, Spirit... They've got to be prepared. They've got to start setting up the defenses.
Oh, yeah.
Because Nouns, with their lineup, with this Luna, with Yuma having the farm that he has at this point, and with the Aegis, they're absolutely going to be looking to try and make a push up to the base of Team Spirit.
Look at this positioning here from Spirit. Only 2 heroes at the moment here on Nouns. But this ward behind the tower was never taken out. Fly's ward that he placed 5 minutes ago, it's seeing Spirit behind the tower. That was the one that they placed in prep of the Roche about, 5 minutes ago or something.
Radiant found the weakness
Satanic
in
on
Dire's
Yuma.
bottom tower.
35-minute Wisdom Rune coming up. Nouns should be able to have control of that one. Copy up on the cliffs, able to spot things out. We'll be able to blink away in time. On the side, he's in. He's caught the 2 of them with the Burrow Strike. Tornado comes out and return over towards Gunner. He's going to be able to use it, dodge the EMP, dodge the boat as well. They've got the lockdown, but now Copy's ready to jump in over towards the backline. Slams down the Echo onto so fast. Them, but indeed he gets shredded by the right clicks of Radon. Radon now turns over with Yuma. That's the Aegis gone.
Oh my goodness.
Underestimating the damage output here from Team Spirit. See what they do with the second life Fly. It's a huge overgrowth, but that's the angle there for the Burrow Strike to cover for Gunner. He's caught the 3 of them. They've got the damage to take down Maposhka. Gunner, he's pretty deep, but it's deep enough for them to set up to have the Scatter Blast to bring down Mirror. Lal has to back up with the Ghost Walk. Nearly gets torn apart there by the bouncing glaives of Yuma.
Cores are alive on Spirit, though. Only 1 at the moment on Nouns. Nouns has to reset and back away. Good God. The damage potential from this Mirana.
Yeah, look at it there.
I mean, Nemesis Curse, I think he was Alacrity plus Solar Flare, and he just picked up a small crit. I did not expect this Earthshaker to die that fast.
No. Absolutely not. Copy tries to get in. It looked like a great position for the Echo Play to come in. We'll see it once more. I think Radon, he got his BKB off in time.
Yeah.
I'm betwixt myself.
We'll see. See again once here. You get this great, honest, great start from Gunner. Getting him with the Burrow Strikes once more. Copy. Looking for the angle to jump in. Has the Echo at the ready, but Radon BKB's already out. He knows this sort of play's coming in. He's able to leap, keep his distance, and turn and fire back. Copy gets completely annihilated. Same to be said for Yuma. A bit of a saving grace for Nouns in the fact that Fly was able to make this deep play, at least set up for them to find a couple of kills back their way, taking out the 2 supports.
I mean, things could have gotten very awkward if they didn't get that there. They could have perhaps reset and gone back in from Spirit, so Spirit... like they can still take these fights for sure, especially when it's near their high ground. When they get gone on, then you start seeing how powerful their lineup actually is. The March gets put down, all this magic resistance, all this rum and everything too that comes in. Speaking of the rum, Collapse, okay, he's not quite 20, but we're about to have the next delay, of course, that comes in. For the people that don't know, there's a 15% rum damage delay that also comes in onto the Kunkka, that one. And he has a nullifier. So now they perhaps also do have potential to bring down some of these heroes through some of these defensive
Yeah,
capabilities.
big items flying out across the board. We just got the full Daedalus, full finish on Radahn. You know, we saw what he was doing there without the completed Daedalus in that last fight. Now you add that on top of it. He's going to be hitting potentially 10k plus damage in his team fights. But Poshka, he's got the opening, and they've certainly got the damage. That's gonna gone. So they can set up for more. Tornado off the mark from Lal, but the glide mirror's there. Copy has to BKB to get away from this.
Spirit just so good at knowing when to pick and choose when they're gonna go, because they stole that gem as well in that last fight, so they know that they can play confident to move out, get vision, and play on that for a catch. And with the Nullifier, there's no way that the Sanking's gonna be able to get out. You're gonna be able to have this chain stun combo, no Yules, etc., to protect him. Very cool.
Yeah, Yuma building for survivability, upgraded the Lance into the Hurricane Pike, looking for the Lincoln Sphere next. The next sort of offensive item coming out from Nouns, it's going to be that Nullifier from Copy. He's very close to it. And yeah, you're right. Yuma's changed,
baby.
Okay, he had the Lincolns queued up. He says, no, we're going for the Rapier. And honestly, I don't blame him. I feel like if he goes for the Lincolns, it's definitely going to stagnate the progression for Nouns. You got to go all in.
It does start to feel like the tides are changing. Nouns, they had a bit of an advantage, but it's crazy to say that somehow now Spirit, it does feel like they're starting to get a slight bit here. And I will say, it's quiet. You don't notice it too much in all these fights, but look at Mira's net worth.
I'm looking.
He's about to surpass these cores. So he is pretty much turning into this, he is this fourth core for the team.
Look at that, 45 to 55%. One of the closer games we've had, I would say, so far in these last couple of days. This is a fantastic one. 14 to 12. The kills aren't too crazy, but the players have been great. It's a 1k gold difference. A game that absolutely could go either way. That's the Nullifier now out for Copy. He's going to have that to play with in the next fight.
I mean, this is a first time almost ever, I would say, that you'll see this on an Earthshake.
Well, let's get the stats up. Let's get this. I don't know if we can get the stats up. If we can't, we probably can't, because there are no stats.
Actually, the thing is, though, it's
Nullifier shake-up.
I guess his Luna just has no slots to go for it, but this feels really weird, because you want to be able to get some type of extra... If you can get, like, Refresher and all this type of extra scaling and control for his buddies, like, could be cool, but they probably just feel like they need a Nullifier here and now to be able to...
And what's the main reason you're getting this for?
Tinker.
You just want to take off all the saves from
all the barriers.
Make sure Mira's not able to bail out his teammates. Yep.
Solar Crest. Honestly, it's everything. Solar Crest, Alacrity, the barriers that come out from Tinker, etc. So, yeah, it definitely feels like it's an interesting purchase that might have been necessary, but it definitely feels a little strange.
I like it. I like it. As long as he's able to survive and press it, which he should be able to. He's got a BKB. No, long story short, Copy's going to be able to jump in and nullify.
You know what, actually, too? It gives him some... Wait, right? How much does it give? It gives 10 armor, too. So that's quite a bit of physical resistance, too, right? It's kind of cool.
Nouns, they're pretty deep here. Behind the tier 2 in the mid, they're looking for Spirit, but at the same time, Spirit, they're also smoked up.
Spirit's playing on top of their ward. The one that they placed from earlier.
They're getting close as well towards having the goal for the Rapier on Yuma, so they're a little bit risky maybe looking for a fight right now, Nouns. But they're going to try it.
Laurel?
It's going to collapse. They've got eyes on him, but again, he's not the one they want to jump. Copy to be able to turn with the setup on a Copy. In fact, I believe that was yet Gunner. He comes in to block the arrow to make sure the Copy can get the BKB off and jump away with the Enchant Totem. He will die for it and will also feed away the gem, but he goes, I don't know whether it's intentional or not, but he goes into, well, saves Copy only momentarily. Oh, he's able to blink out in time before the X mark set up into the arrow. So Copy will live. Gunner's gone. Bly's gone as well. Lelis throwing out these kisses from the sides, probably going to cost him his life. I mean, Yuma's come back in and been able to take down Poshka, but I think Nouns, they want to get out of this fight.
The 3v4 collapse.
I mean, they're going to turn over towards Lelis. He's caught by this. Copy's able to jump. I mean, they're trying to burst Radahn. Yuma, has he got the damage? He may just have enough to bring down Radahn. It does. They're able to take out the Mirana, and maybe now look for more. Yuma heads over towards Lal. Fly, he's in. He comes in with a buyback, able to offer up the control to allow them to take down Lal. Now over towards Mira they go. Nouns, they'll take this fight.
It was worth it for Gunner.
It was in the end. He tagged the arrow. Again, we're gonna put that down as intentional.
I think so. I mean, Copy survived during all of it, and at the end of the day, his chain stun is way more effective to be able to kill this Mirana.
Yeah, and look how much he does. Sure, you know, it's not the highest damage put the highest damage up on the team as Yuma, of course, on the Luna, but still gets to do 4k damage on the Shaker. Copy got to do so much because of Gunner's sacrifice.
Yeah, and it really is, like, the chain stun is what allows Yuma to do that damage.
And the big thing is, I'm pretty sure he did not have money for buyback.
I don't think
so. So he would not have had the chance to buy back and get in on that fight and do what he just did if Gunner didn't do what he just did.
The Gunner play.
And now they're pushing up to the base. They've got the money for the Rapier as well if they want to get that out on Yuma.
Maybe doesn't feel like he needs it after that fight, but they've got the banner. They're getting as much as they can out of this here. Crimson Guard will block quite a bit. Copy.
It's a big
Big
push.
totems.
It's a big push here. Tier
Dyer's
3's
middle
gone.
tower was worth a
20
damn.
seconds.
It would still be standing. Dyer's structures are fortified.
Fortification.
Super
Yeah, don't want to use these 2 buybacks on Lal and Mira.
Like you can't even imagine.
They're being, just 10 seconds or so into their back, but this will indeed mean they have to give up the mid-racks by the looks of it.
That's a bold attempt.
That ain't gonna work.
That is a real bold attempt.
Okay, well, either way, I don't think he was saving the barracks. Miposhka, he decided now was his moment, and it really wasn't.
It's like he was expecting like him or his buddy to have a force staff for him to push him back or something. But
But even so, they had like the nullify coming out on him. That just weren't going to work. We'll see it again here. Look at that jump
so
in.
Beautiful.
It literally, as the arrow was about to touch Copy,
Dyer's bottom
I think it was already sort of halfway piercing into it. And kind of jumps in, rips it out, and says, "No, I'm taking that one." Blocks it for him, and this whole fight plays out in Nouns' favor because of that.
The MVS, the most valuable sacrifice.
Yep.
Love it. That was cool. Very, very cool. And now up to 7K. They've reestablished that lead that they did have. And yeah, Yuma, he goes against it. He's like, we maybe needed the rapier before that fight. And now he's going the red more standard. He's got the swift blink, which feels a bit more a bit better, you know.
Always a shame.
Yeah,
Always
but look at this
but an understandable shame.
So beautiful onto Radon there.
But we've got a full Satanic on Radon now as well. So of course his progress continues. But as we're seeing in these fights, Yuma on the Luna, definitely a bit more of a different beast at this point if things can be set up in Nouns' favor. This Luna's pretty terrifying.
With the Satanic, though, now Radon in that last
And in the mid, Mira.
Oh, Mira gets caught.
And he's not got buyback.
Oh, that's a huge pick-off.
He's out for 80 seconds, doesn't have the money.
Did he buy the Hex? He bought a full Lincoln's on the Courier.
Oh.
All right. I don't know if they'll know that he doesn't have the buy, but...
Indeed, they're unlikely to know that he spent up like that. So whether they'll push that hard, we'll see.
They're trying.
The lasso, see the rest of the team. Can they get over to save Yuma, or is Yuma just dead? He's just dead.
My goodness.
Oh, mistakes happening left, right, center here. Yuma's going to come in with a buyback, though. Nouns, they want to try and turn this fight.
Copy.
He's able to get in with the angle of the fish. Oh, beautiful overgrowth again from Fly. Catches them. The boat comes out. Lal trying to offer damage to the sidelines, but Radon's caught underneath Copy. He's out of the game for 90 seconds. Jump forward with the Enchant Totem. They've shut down the escape but collapse. Nouns, they should be able to deal with him. He's going to try for the TP out, but Copy's able to step in with another Enchant Totem. Get the triple kill. Nouns, they'll be able to take down Spirit once again.
They've got 80 seconds without the Marana. This might be enough for them to close it.
They just don't have the money for these buybacks.
He did spend on the Satanic, you did say it.
This push is going to be enough to take out at least another set of barracks here.
Megas, or they just go for the tier 4s. Let's see what they want to do for here.
I think ending the game could be difficult. They've got 4 of them up. It is just Radon that's down. I mean, sure, he's their main damage output, but
he is their only physical, really, at this point.
Lasso's back up in a second, and Miposhka wants to try for a crazy play.
All right, let's see. Want to keep poking these tier 4s. It looks like they are looking for the end.
Let's see what they can do. Gunner. Stepping up. Miposhka's going to get him with the lasso.
Oh, did he just warp flare delete the lasso? I think he did.
Is that what saved him?
I think it canceled the lasso.
I think so. Someone pushed him out of it. Gunner's, he's going to be fine, and now he can just turn. They've surrounded Lal. Lal's gone, and he does not have buyback. Ancient is exposed.
Is under attack.
As this one, I mean, it's absolutely going their way. GG's called, ladies and gentlemen. Nouns, they'll take game 1 against Team Spirit.
Super well played. Honestly, very confident in their draft. And they played with it, too. They played very aggressive with these blink daggers and stuff, and Copy in particular really made a big comeback. It looked like a little bit of a step